Hey guys, and welcome back. A couple of days ago I decided to do a little bit of experimenting. Since I'm not that bad with my tech stuff and I successfully repaired some water damaged boards and some PS3s and PS4s in the past, I decided to give my inner tech self a little bit of a new experiment. With the new GPU prices right now and the new CPU prices, I thought it might be a good idea to buy a broken or untested GPU and see if I can get it to work again. And so I did, basically. I searched eBay and I found a pretty good seller that sold basically stuff that customers returned and sends it out untested and sells it on eBay again. And, I thought it might be a fun idea, and so I put my bidding on it, and I won that auction. Got very excited, and that is the problem maybe with it. I got a little bit too excited. Let me show you a picture of the auction right now. And, I'm not big enough for a community tab on YouTube yet, so I give you 10 seconds from now on to find out what is wrong with the image. Please tell me in the comments if you saw it in time. Well, you saw it? If you did, then you spent more time looking at the actual GPU than I did. I think I got a little bit carried away just looking at the box and seeing a huge GPU, and I was like, oh yeah, well, of course it's a 2070 Super. And, as I said, I won that bidding and I paid $130 for it. I thought that is a pretty reasonable price for a broken 2070 Super. And even if I can't bring it to work again, I can probably resell it as broken again, as obviously broken, and maybe get like half of the money back or something like that. But I got a little bit excited. The thing is, I should have looked a little bit more careful at the card. As you may or may not know at this point, what I got was not actually a 2070 Super. But, let's skip right into the moment I unboxed it. Oh, and also let me tell you at this point, I'm really not a professional, and I know a little bit of my tech stuff, but, I don't do that for a living. I'm not a professional, as I said, and take everything I say here with a little bit grain of salt, so, If I say something very obviously wrong, then of course you have the right to tell me in the comments. Please be patient with me. Okay, see ya. Well, there surely is something heavy in there. That is for sure. Oh, let's see. Maybe there is an RTX 2070 Super in there after all. I doubt it. Okay, let us see what is in there. Oh, it sure is heavy. And it's a pretty big card. But it's definitely not an RTX. Yeah. Well, let's take it apart. Okay, let's see what we have here. Oh, I can definitely see that there's already some screws missing, so that is a bonus. But yeah, let's dig into it. We give this one a little clean at first, then look what's wrong with it, and yeah, maybe we can get a working card at least out of it. Yeah, that is the upper part of the shroud. It's a Vapor X. I never heard that NVIDIA used Vapor X as a brand partner. Here we have our single processor screw. And let's undo the very few other screws we have on this here. So yeah, I got pretty screwed with that offer, but I thought, hey, at least it could make a good video in the end. And it's always fun to see someone else get scammed. Well, technically I didn't get scammed, I should have used my eyes. Yeah, that it has a DVI port should have been a first warning for myself anyway, because I don't know any RTX 70, 80 or basically any newer cards with yeah, DVI ports, with even one DVI port. And as I said already, not even my 1080 Ti has a DVI port anymore, so yeah, that should have been enough on its own to make me a little bit more skeptical. Looks a little bit like a Radeon card, to be honest. I never actually owned one of the AMD cards, so it's at least interesting to have. Hold on, actually. Oh, okay. It comes off like that. It's okay. Yes. Now that all screws are loosened, we can take the back plate completely off. And I see that there is no thermal paste. So, I mean, the seller said that this card is completely untested. But why do you make yourself the hassle to clean all that stuff and not test it then? So yeah. But let's see what it is. You can't see actually anything on the die itself, so I guess that's an AMD card. But there's a little model number right here. So I typed this one in and let's see what this card is. Yeah, that is definitely not an RTX 2070 Super, as I and the most of you, I suspect, as well already thought so. That is definitely interesting, but when looking at the card I found out something else. So, while I definitely didn't saw any sort of water damage or any other bad things, I did take a closer look at the processor die, and let me take let me give you a little bit of light that you can see it a little bit better. When looking at the card, you can definitely see that this die is not looking very good. You can see that it looks a little bit like someone tried to pry it out with force. It is definitely bent around these edges here, so yeah, that doesn't look too great. When you look at it from above, you can see it as well. Like, yeah, there's a little bend here, and that doesn't look too good. The other side looks like it should look like a straight line. And just for comparison again, this is the other side, so yeah, I feel a little bit uncomfortable putting this in my PC if something is shortened out under it. And I think the chances that this will run at all are pretty slim, in my opinion. So what I will do right now is I will put up a little test bench and see if I can bring it to life. But first I decided to give it a little clean, just in case. It's no waste to use some isopropyl alcohol, and I doubt that it will work, but it deserves a little bit of cleaning. The shroud looks also pretty interesting. Someone put an X by there by using a screwdriver or a knife or some sort like that, and that is definitely not good if you want to cool your system, to cool your die. So yeah, whoever was the previous owner of this, he didn't treat his card very good, so yes, let's clean the shroud and let's see if it works in our test bench. For my test bench I got out my old FX9590 system. So it is usually powered by basically a non-existent graphics card, just to have an HDMI output, and I will put the unknown graphics card in there now. Damn, do you see how big this graphics card is? I mean, this is a big tower case, so yeah, that is a huge graphics card. As for cooling, I decided, because it obviously didn't have any fans installed, to use one of my CPU coolers I have here for this. I think it's a Scythe. To at least temporarily cool this card down. As I said, I doubt that it will power on anyway, so yeah. Okay, let's try to power this thing on. Everything's connected. But yeah, you can see that there's no video output at all. So yeah, this thing is dead. Well, I'm crazy enough now to test this in my actual system, since it didn't blow up my test bench. I built out my 1080 Ti and installed this, well, what we guess is an HD 7950. And yeah, let's hope that it don't explode. I mean, despite the RGB, there's a light coming up on this GPU, and there is a little light on the GPU as well. But still, as you can see, there is no output. Well, obviously all I got for my money is a big paperweight. A heavy paperweight. To be honest, I don't even try to resell it. This one is really beyond repair. There's nothing you can actually do that. At least I think so. With the bent chip, with the bent die in the middle, so there's really no hope for this card. It's a little bit shameful. It's a little bit of a shame, since I don't even know what card it is right now. Is it an HD 7950 or is it an RX 2080X? That's what the picture told me about the shroud, what it is. Yeah, maybe you guys in the comments know exactly what kind of graphics card this is. And yeah, as I said, I most likely won't put it online again. Well, if I do, I will obviously show the damage on the processor of this thing. And yeah, I think this graphics card is only good for its rest of its components, like well, there's not even screws you can take for spare. Yeah, but you know, maybe like the shroud, some people could use, or like the cooling fins, like here, something like that. So ultimately, what did we learn today? We did learn that you should not get overly excited when you see something on eBay, and you should definitely not look after the packaging mostly and be like, oh yes, yes. I cannot even say that I got scammed at this point, since the seller obviously told in the description, yeah, some parts can match or may not match. To be honest, I don't believe them that they say it's completely untested, since, let's be honest, at this GPU prices, if you get a real 2070 Super, you test it. You test it. So, yeah. I lost $130 in the process, but maybe this is an interesting video for some of you, and yeah, don't do my mistakes. Alright. Yeah, what more to say? Have a good day, and maybe until the next video. Bye.